and I couldn't hear you. I mean, I could see
Oh,
you moving and stuff, but I couldn't hear anything you were saying. And so I was like, I'm going to have to restart it. Hopefully everyone gets back in it. That's a fucking tragedy.
well, that's how I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
That's why you get a laptop.
For sure.
So we'll see how this works. We'll see if it uploads the next one or if it just kicks them into this one. Hopefully it keeps the next one. We'll see.
Yeah.
Looks like we're live though. So you were saying that Sid should take this one and sit out because you think basically his technique wasn't there. Maybe his strength was there.
I was just thinking, that was just my opinion. I think I
Yeah,
said it, I to Scott or Lewis or something like that. Just because you're strong doesn't mean you should do something. You know,
right.
it's like you take for instance that Mexican Hulk guy. Have you Armando? Have you pulled? Have you? Do you know who he is?
No, I know who he is. I've seen him in videos, but I've never pulled him, and I don't know what he's like.
Yeah, so he's like super strong, static strength and stuff like that. And he was wanting to compete too. He's the guy that broke his arm,
Correct.
another broken arm. So he wanted to compete, and I was like, dude, like I don't think you should compete yet because unless you're consistently training with people and stuff like that, you're gonna get someone's gonna hit you fast here. You're gonna catch here. You're gonna be on your bicep. You're gonna tear your bicep off. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Sid is definitely ready now. I think.
Yeah, and like I was saying, Sid's a great, amazing super match puller because he's got one style to prepare for. I think that's a good way to start. People around your level. This is a great example. This whole Armtillery battleground situation where we're having these people who are close to the same level, but like you were also saying, you don't get stronger by arm wrestling the same dudes over and over again. You got to get stronger by going outside your comfort zone, going different places, arm wrestling other people. So
Yeah, arm wrestle everybody.
yeah, fuck, dude, I'm so pissed about that phone call.
That's right. Look how many people we got in here.
We don't have anyone in here, but we had 4 in the last
Not
one.
yet. Not yet.
That's what I'm wondering.
So I had a guy message me today, actually a couple minutes ago. We might use this as a little topic of conversation. So he says to me, "Hello, I was referred to you by Dustin Allen about the arm wrestling." So he basically wanted to get involved in arm wrestling. Could you tell me more about what you do? Are there meetups to train? How does that all stuff work? So to anyone watching this that's like new and stuff, June 4th is our next practice in Mesa. And don't tell me you're not going to make the drive over there because you make longer drives for stupider stuff. So everyone needs to stop saying that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so usually what I do with like new people is I add them to the So Strong group, and then we'll talk about when practices are and stuff like that, and just go to a practice, see how you like it, and go from there.
Absolutely.
You might hate it, you might think you suck and just quit. There's plenty of people that do that.
Absolutely. And not only that, some people can't take the pain that comes right after, where they arm wrestle and then 3-4 days later they're like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever done. I can't even pick up my coffee cup.
Yeah, and you can't even go to work or whatever.
Right. So once again, but you got to try it if you're interested in it. Man, I was one of the very first
try
ones
it.
to step outside my comfort zone and say, all right, well, I got to see what this is about. I was hooked. I was in a lot of pain, trust me, but it was not enough for me to not want to go back. So,
Yeah,
and definitely got to drive, man. I mean, Mesa, where I'm at, is very centrally located. It's not going to get any more centrally located than my house. I guarantee it. You have these practices that are like way, way, way deep East Valley, way, way, way deep West Valley, but there's going to be like 6 dudes there. And no offense, that's great and all, but that's not what this is about. This is for about everyone coming together twice a month for huge practices. There are those small practices. For instance, last night, Ed had one with Scott, and I had one with Jesse, and me and Ed got together on the Wednesday prior, and they do happen. There are these little small training sessions, and they're very important, but different. This is a little bit more of a, it's a little bit more of everything. I would say it's a little bit more of a party, but it's also a little bit more of,
it's a social setting. It's a
Well,
social
that
setting where you kind of get to meet everybody and see kind of like what arm wrestling's all about. You get to see the matches and like, oh, okay, this is, this makes a lot more sense.
the word I would like to use is it's an experience, because if this is your
Ooh,
first practice going to one of these, then this is what I would want to see on one of my first practices is 40 plus
yeah.
people, 4 tables, 5, 6, 7, 8 pros, other 5 people who have never been on a practice
Yeah,
table
we're
as well.
like YouTubing it, we're live streaming it. It's like it's fucking sweet.
Yeah, so I really think we're setting the standard, and I think that it's about time. I think it's fun. I think it's live. I think that, like I said last night in my video, that we've never had a better opportunity or chance for all these new guys getting involved in the sport. Probably 15 people close to within the last probably week and a half got on an arm wrestling table for the first time, and now might show up. That do you that live stream you had with Miguel and Juan, you saw me talking shit about that big ass black dude, and I was like, remember me telling you, Ed, do not let that
Yeah,
guy. He's gonna smash all of us in like 2 years if he
he
gets
actually was not as strong as I think we thought he was,
right.
which
I'm
I'm
sure.
like, ah, great, because his hand was huge and he was like, oh, I'm a power lifter, but it's like that could mean anything. That could mean you can deadlift 800 pounds, or that could mean you just started.
For real. For real. And he just looks like a natural athlete. He looked like somebody. I mean, even when he had first gotten to the table, the where he was setting up, I was like, oh man, he looks like he's already, putting it together. But once again, this is a very unique strength. You don't just get this out of nowhere for
Yeah.
sure.
A
Pro
lot of
Nation.
these a lot of these guys also like they've watched arm wrestling before. And when you tell them, "Oh, this is how you set up," and they're like, "Oh, okay." And they like set up perfectly. I'm like, "I know you've been watching arm wrestling." It's become kind of mainstream, especially like Larry Wheels. I mean, every lifter watches Larry Wheels and knows that he's been arm wrestling, and they've watched a little bit of arm wrestling from him anyway.
I mean, the dude's got 2 million followers. I mean, that's two
Yeah.
million. I would imagine most of them would be people interested in some form of strength. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to share this link because it looks like it does show that we're live right now. But where do I share?
Okay, so share screen, and then you can go to entire screen, tabs, windows.
Okay. I just see that we still have 0 people on, and I'm still pissed about it. So let's see here. What else?
Oh, here's one message that I just got. This is breaking news. So you know Kirby, right?
Yeah.
So Kirby bet $50 that I'm gonna lose my match against Alex left hand,
Okay.
because Kirby loves Alex for some reason. They're little butt buddies.
Yeah, they're
So
homie.
so to Kirby, yeah, you're gonna lose your money.
Uh-oh. We're gaining some traction on this match, this left-handed match. This is
Yeah.
getting in.
So I'm only gonna invite a few people, Miguel, Wayne, Juan, because I can't invite that many people anyway to the gym.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna just live stream it because they're gonna be like reffing and stuff. I'll live stream it for everybody. I'll put it in the chat, and then right after that, I'm going to your house for the event.
Sick. I love
Yeah.
that. He doesn't want to come, huh?
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to ask him about that.
All right. Well, shout out to Alex McManus. If you want to come to my practice, bro,
Alex, hey man, Alex, we all love you, pal.
we do.
The reason we're talking about you is because we love you and we need you.
And because you're a good arm wrestler. Ed
Yeah,
wouldn't be
if you sucked, we wouldn't be talking about you.
Exactly. So with that being said, June 4th is Dino versus Will, Ben versus Brett, and Matt Bustamante versus Colin Hart.
Ooh, I have Colin for that one. Every time I've arm wrestled Colin, he's smashed me.
Really?
Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't know.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because he is ruthless in a setup and a hit. He doesn't give you anything. He doesn't allow you to get anything. He's not the practice puller that you're used to, where it's like, okay, all right, let's go ahead and slow.
Yeah,
You know
let's
what
slow
I mean?
into it. Yeah.
No, he's gonna
fucking smash you.
He's gonna smash you like 4 times, and he's gonna let you know, yeah, I'm the alpha here, and then you can go ahead and do whatever you want then. And so I've learned how to pull with him. And you know what? Shout out to Colin, because Colin is someone who I've been pulling with a long time. One of my favorite dudes. But for instance, he wanted to come train yesterday. And I was telling him, like, nah, this is not the space for a Colin type practice. We're just trying to ease into these things.
Excuse me for trying to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I pulled with him was at Los Campeones. We had like a little practice going on there, and I was, I was trying to slow pull, and he just like full strength, and I'm like, all right, I think I'm done for now.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, oh, come on, man, like, don't do that. Like, okay, yeah, you're the Giga Chad here. Like, I don't give a shit about that anyway.
Right, for real.
Nobody cares about that Giga Chad stuff. Like, we're not wolves. There's no alpha stuff.
No, man. Especially, I mean, to me, it's really funny how much you see it in arm wrestling specifically, the whole ego thing, but is what it is.
Yeah, and it's like somebody comes in, like, let's say Ron or Miguel or Wayne, they come in, they can smash everybody, but they're not gonna. They don't have that mentality,
right?
Because they already know they can smash everybody.
Right.
If you're trying to prove a point, you know, I don't understand. It's like, what's the purpose of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't get into arm wrestling if you think that's what this is about. Is just stonewalling all your friends at your get-togethers and making your head bigger than your dick. This is not what this is about. So.
Yeah, there's been plenty of people that came to some practices, I think, and like on West Side Arms or something like that, and they were like that, and we never invited them ever again.
Yeah, dude, it's not the move. We don't want those. But nonetheless, I mean, you run into those every so often. It's going to happen. So, but along with those matches, I will talk about, if anybody watches this that is not from Arizona, maybe from the California area, maybe from the Utah, I don't know, anywhere, that's planning on going to this Rage in the Cage event in Arizona, please, if you're planning on going, go. Do your thing. But afterward, come to our event as an after pull, because this is my vision of how that's going to go. It's at an MMA event, so I can't imagine there's going to be a huge after pull. Okay, so if there's no after pull, come 5-6 miles down the road to my house, and boom, there's going to be 30 plus arm wrestlers all in one spot, fresh, ready to go.
Fresh for you.
So I think that should be a good turnout. I think that should be a good way to get people over here. Hopefully, is, you had your matches. Okay, cool. Now come over here. But like, I've been talking to people who I expected to go, and it doesn't sound like they're interested in going very much anymore.
There's too much stuff going on right now.
Yeah, and not only that, I actually wanted to talk about this. That's the sad part about this tournament, and kind of what we were talking about. We sit there and talk shit about not going to your own state's tournaments, but this is kind of a little bit of a unique scenario, a little bit of a different situation. Well, to me, not really focused so much on arm wrestling, so not the same thing. It's an arm wrestling event, core. We're probably not going to miss it. But this is not that. Kind of like the Bulls and the Bronze event. You're wanting me to go to a bull riding arena, an event, to spend like 6 hours to arm wrestle for 15 minutes. Probably not going to do that. Kind of the same thing with the MMA thing. Probably not going to do that, especially if I have to pay $50 to get into it. So no diss to them. We love Scott Wynn. We love everybody else that's throwing that event. I know I don't believe Ed's going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Oh, shout out to Bulls and the Bronze.
Shout out to Bulls and the Bronze. Look at this. I have to beat Scott West for this one. I might, what I might do? I might have like a long time rivalry with Scott, where we just kind of keep betting this and just kind of go back and forth, like
the hammer,
like the legacy hammer. That'd be fucking sweet. You know what, man? This is real silver, by the way, because on the back it says it is. That must mean it's true.
So you need to hold on to that, Ed.
Yeah,
that's not where.
And also, I am the reigning Arizona State fair champion too. So,
are you really?
I am. So let's see.
Like overalls?
No, we didn't do an overall. So if you look
Uh,
at that, I mean,
yeah,
like there's a lot of medals and stuff there, but
your shrine.
um, the shrine, yeah, the big trophy, that's the Arizona State Fair. So I'll be back.
Hilarious.
I'll be back this year
Hilarious.
to pull randos.
Yeah, for real. Those were interesting rules. No straps. You slip, you go to the hook.
Yeah, the power hook.
Interesting. Very interesting. But I do think that's the sad part about this event is I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea and thinking that if this isn't a good turnout, then Arizona just doesn't have it. It's not the case, playa. I know I'm not going to go. I know a lot of people that are going to not go as well, but that will be going to my event. That doesn't say anything. That's just a matter of we had plans prior to knowing about this, or don't want to spend
Yeah,
money.
your June 4th event has been in the works for a long time.
It has, and all of these will be. I try to plan these out at least a month in advance because of what we talked about earlier. All these guys got jobs, kids, baby mamas, all these different things that get into the way. I'm trying to give you a month in advance to plan this out. If you can't make it happen, then I'm sorry, but I'm moving on to the next guy that, like you said, tells me he's fucking with it.
Well,
So,
it's like the Arm Wars thing. Those guys may not be like the best in the world, but they're about it. They're gonna put on a show. It's like, dude, be
they're
interesting.
close.
Have some balls and do stuff. I mean,
Dude, that's some of the best arm wrestling you're going to see right there. Arm wars, I love that.
fantastic.
So went over the predictions. We went over June 4th's match. We went over Ed and Alex. Went over Ed and a little over went Ed and Jesse. So, question for you: now that you're, to me, seemingly like you do top roll, but you seem like you're drag hooking a lot more now. What do you like more? What do you think's more efficient, drag hooking or hooking in general, or top rolling?
What's more fun?
What's more efficient?
Efficient. Um, hmm. What's most efficient for me is just staying flat and going to the side. So, especially in the strap, so I kind of just tighten up here. It tightens up both the top and the bottom strap, and then I'll go like this, and then I'll just go like that.
Hmm.
That's the most efficient for me, especially if I'm way stronger. That's what I did in the tournament.
Yeah,
Just because I was realizing I don't have to do all this fancy stuff because I can feel like from the person's hand, I can feel how strong he is because I've felt so many hands already. So I'll kind of know what to do. I've been working a hell of a lot on hooking, but in the strap, that's maybe something that I would do. Um, but without the strap, it just doesn't feel where it should be at.
do you feel like pronation is more important or supination?
Pronation out of
Pronation.
those two. I just think you also need to have more um, different things in your tool belt. Just like you got pronation, you can hook, you can do like, your A might be a hell of a lot better than your B, but you need to have a B.
Absolutely, got to have a B.
Yeah. Oh, something to talk about.
Uh-oh.
So, in Scott West practice, we're talking about supplements, right?
Okay.
So I was talking about collagen, and I was like, okay, I really recommend collagen, and Aaron's like, well, what kind of collagen? So I got it right here. So for people, so this is what I take. I take 2 scoops of this every day. I highly, highly recommend it. I've messed my wrist up like multiple times, especially with Jesse, the very first. There you go. Also, make sure that it's type 1 and 3 collagen because that's the primary collagen for like tendons that make up tendons and stuff like that. I used to get the different types. Kind of messed up on that one. But here,
How do you tell?
how do you tell? Sometimes it doesn't say it. If you look at the ingredients, so this one says hydrolyzed bovine collagen peptides. What does yours say? What's the source of it? Like, what's the ingredient?
Just one simple ingredient.
What is that? Because I know that's a good company.
Oh yeah, it says from bovine collagen
Bovine.
peptide.
Yeah,
Bovine
that's what it is.
made with vitamin Proteins proprietary bovine hide collagen peptides.
There you go. All right, so I take
Yeah,
2
dude,
scoops.
big time, huge. Costco, like $18, bro.
Yeah. So I'll take 2 scoops of that. That's pretty expensive, actually. I'll take 3 grams of vitamin C a day because that contributes to collagen formation and tendon repair. Take vitamin D3. I put food because it's fat soluble, so I take it with food. I don't know if this does anything, but it's pretty
Okay,
cheap.
vitamins.
Costco. And this is a new one that I don't know if it really has been doing anything for me, but someone recommended DHEA.
Not familiar.
It's kind of like HCG almost, but I don't know if it's really been doing anything. It's also fucking expensive.
I don't
So
even know what HCG is. What's that?
I'd probably Google it. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend to know
Right.
more than I know.
Interesting. Well, so I've been on a interesting trajectory because of trying to gain like mass and arm wrestling. I mean, for like bodybuilding, like size.
Hmm.
Well, I've been doing 2 protein shakes a day. One of them is just protein and collagen, and the other one is loaded with protein, collagen. So that's your 2 scoops of collagen a day,
Yeah.
and then double up on a protein shake to try to gain weight. Some good old creatine. Everyone loves creatine.
Yep. I take that too, creatine.
I take I just started taking this brand, but it's just Super Greens.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's got fucking everything: wheatgrass, ginger root, barley grass, dandelion, basil leaf, like everything. It's just a bunch of fucking greens. Doesn't taste all that great. I take um, lion's mane, which is the tincture because I smoke way too much weed. And then I take vitamin C and vitamin D like you do every day, but I take it in the pill form, like when I first wake up in the morning, type deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Even Coach Ray, he takes. I think that's where I got the 3 grams of vitamin C from. He says he takes 3 grams of it.
but I'll tell you what, man, that collagen, when you get on it pretty regularly, I think it makes a big difference.
I think so too. It's expensive. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah, there was also some other stuff that I was getting from One Stop, I think, that was like pertained specifically to like recovery of the joints and tendons, and I thought it was way too expensive and not doing anything compared to the collagen. So that goes to show. I mean, you keep it simple. You know what I mean. You don't have to.
Do you remember what that was called?
I don't remember what it was called. It was only from One Stop, and it was like $45 for a really small container.
No
And
thanks.
yeah, and I'm trying to think. It might have been from the same users as these guys, but it might have been called. I think it was called Crypto Joint. This is called Crypto Creatine. I'm wondering if that was the one. I'm pretty sure that was the one. And I was just like, nah, man, I can't keep doing all these things that I don't even know whether they're doing anything.
Yeah,
Call
you gotta take things that you can take on a consistent basis.
that
Like
too.
the collagen shit, it works. It's a little bit more expensive, but you can take that on a regular basis. Like you don't want
Yeah,
to go on a cycle of something and then stop and then lose your gains and you know.
dude, this is not expensive. The one I get from Costco is not expensive. It's like 18, 20 something dollars like that, and it lasts me at least a month, maybe a month and a half.
Nice.
So, but to each his own. We all find things that work better for us, and definitely recommend the collagen, like you said, for sure. But
What
that's
else
all
you got?
I got nothing else, man.
All
I'm
right,
excited.
man.
June 4th, I'm excited to arm wrestle. I'm probably not going to arm wrestle this week. I'm probably done because of how much I arm wrestled last week. Because I do want to be somewhat on June 4th, like to be able to arm wrestle and have some strength for some people. But definitely going to be lifting this week. If anybody wants to get in a lifting session, hit me up. I'm going to do some like at home stuff, like pulley stuff, but I'm not going to grab any arms until June 4th. What else? We got a shout out to Miguel. Good luck in Mexican Nationals. Go rip some arms off. Go kill some people. I think he's going to do very well. Got to find out
I
what
think so too.
his weight's at. I mean, he said he's getting down to 198. That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, if you look at old videos of him, he just looks like a different person.
Yeah, dude. So, you got anything?
No, I think that's it.
All right, brother. Always a pleasure.
All right, buddy. Next time you want to do it on my channel, you would just kind of like switch back and forth.
I'm absolutely down.
Alrighty. Hey, oh, also, one thing that's a little bit tricky on this is so you should schedule your streams. So when
Oh,
you
like the
schedule,
premiere?
yeah, no, not the premiere. That's like an old video. So when you schedule your live stream, everybody knows ahead of time. So like when you click on, um, when you click on go live,
Yeah.
and then you can go to the bottom on more options, and you put
Yeah.
schedule for later.
Okay.
So schedule it, at a certain time. That way, when people already know, and then people can be like waiting for it. And then when you go to this restream thing, you'll have to go. I'll show you what to do, but it's kind of tricky. But and then you can go to your scheduled streams.
Yeah. You'll have to show me on June 4th and we'll do it.
Yeah. All right, buddy. All right, sounds good.
Thank you for all your help always, dude.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, bye.
All right.